I spent my whole life without a ton of money. I don't have time for that kind of bullshit, all right? I'm 24, I'm trying to retire before I'm 30, okay? I'm trying to beat Matt McKeever. I tried everything the hard way, didn't know what I was gonna do. I thought maybe I might be an accountant. Imagine that. But instead, what I did was I set myself up through a series of massive entrepreneurial failures. I'm gonna say that again, my impatience was growing. I was less and less patient every time. It was like each country I went to, each massive big thing I had, my patience grew smaller and my employability shrank exponentially, okay? I'm telling you at this point, I literally can't hold a job for more than 3 months because I get sick of it. I just can't work for people. As Matt McKeever would soon find out. If you can solve a rich person's problem, all of a sudden this weird thing happens. You start grabbing money out of nowhere. It just starts popping up. If you're working for time, like if you're trading time for money right now, you're never gonna get anywhere. You know, find a solution.
Matt McKeever here, and so in today's video, I'm gonna be introducing you to Adam Martin. Now you may remember Adam from some previous videos. He was working for me as a contractor, but since then, our relationship, I guess, has evolved, and so he's been focusing on finding private deals for myself and a handful of other investors here in London, Ontario. Anyways, we'll get into what he's been doing recently later, but for right now, for this video, we just want to introduce you to Adam. And so why are we introducing you to Adam now? Why are we introducing you to him today? Well, you probably noticed I'm wearing kind of an obnoxious blazer, and there's a good reason for that. I also got some new one-time business cards. So here's my one-time business card. So playing up the fact that we're Canadian, we're going down to Miami to see Grant Cardone do his 10X thing for a one-day special event. And we want to really stand out for Uncle G. So I got these special one-time business cards. We rented these bright red blazers so we'll stand out on the convention floor as well. It'll just be really easy for other people to remember who and what we are. We're the Canadian guys. Anyways, Adam's going to start becoming a bigger and bigger part of my channel. And the reason for that is I really want to document someone that's kind of starting from nothing or starting from debt and show their evolution as a real estate investor, as well as just someone that's getting control of their financial lives. I think Adam's the perfect test subject. He's amazing on camera. You guys are definitely going to watch this video all the way to the end. If you don't, you are doing yourself a giant disservice. He's got an amazing backstory as well. You're going to see over the next 6 months his complete evolution and growth as a real estate investor. I'm extremely excited. He's really impressed me with his work ethic and his willingness to just commit and get results. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos with Adam Martin, smash that like button as well as hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel. But anyways, I'm just going to hand it over to the man himself, a legend in the making.
What's up guys? Thanks Matt for that sick introduction. My name's Adam Martin. I'm here today in beautiful London, Ontario. This has become my playground over the last 3-4 months. It was actually my first time in London only 3 or 4 months ago, and in the last few months I've walked through a few hundred houses here and really learned a lot about real estate investment thanks to Matt McKeever. So I know he's got about 10,000 followers right now, so there's about 10,000 of you that have no clue why I'm on your computer screen right now. And hopefully this video shows you a little bit more about me and why you should care. And maybe it doesn't. That's cool. Matt's got about 300-400 other videos for you to watch, so you don't need to care. But I'm gonna be on this channel and you're gonna see a lot more of me. You might notice a few things just in this couple of seconds about me that's a little bit different than Matt. I'm a little bit louder, I'm a little bit more in your face about things. Just ask Rico about that. But other than my voice and my just like crazy big presence, I got a lot less patience than Matt. And that's probably why I spent my whole life without a ton of money, where Matt went and killed that 9-to-5 thing that I hate so much. He took the patience to really go to school, you know, build that profession, build some credibility. And like most of you guys, I don't have time for that kind of bullshit, all right? I'm 24, I'm trying to retire before I'm 30, okay? I'm trying to beat Matt McKeever at his own game. And you know what, the only way to do that is to really jump head first into it, okay? So when I first came here 3 months ago, I met a lot of these millionaire guys that were living on $1 waters and the $5 menu at the Fox and the Fiddle, okay? If they could even get you out to there, they're probably picking vegetables in their backyard. But I'm not like that, okay? I tried everything the hard way and found these guys after, so now you're really going to see me spiking here, and that's why you're seeing me today. But my whole life's been about trial and error, okay? And I'll bring you right back to my roots for that and just kind of give you an idea of what I mean about that. So I got my inspiration in high school from one of my business teachers, Mark Damiani. This guy was awesome. He taught us all about supply and demand, and he did stock market simulations with us, and he showed us all about Big Think, which was really important for me. Because before then, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought maybe I might be an accountant. Imagine that. Or an operations manager or something like that. Where I could, you know, have a really respectable profession and work for maybe 50 years to retire with some kind of, I don't know, accolade that says I did it and a big badge that says, great, now you're poor, die. But instead, what I did was I set myself up through a series of massive entrepreneurial failures, I don't know, super risky ventures, and a ton of non-traditional lifestyle choices. So right after high school, you know, when my parents were super excited, like, hey, this guy's got 90s, he's gonna go crush it, he's gonna go be the best. I don't know, I gotta pick on accountants because I don't know what those guys are thinking. Sorry, Matt, whatever. But my mom thought, hey, this guy's gonna go do something with his life. And I was like, that. I'm buying a plane ticket, open-ended, to Oktoberfest. I actually landed in Munich. And so when everybody thought, oh man, this kid's gonna go do something with his life, nah, he's just gonna go drink beer and pass out on Mercedes-Benz. There's a dude who's really pissed in Germany about that. So anyways, I went there. I spent about 3-4 months seeing 18 countries there. I spent absolutely every single dollar I had doing that. And when I was done doing that and experiencing the rest of the world, I came back and I realized something about myself, is my impatience was growing, okay? I'm gonna say that again, my impatience was growing. I was less and less patient every time. It was like each country I went to, each massive big think thing I had, my patience grew smaller and my employability shrank exponentially, okay? I'm telling you at this point, I literally can't hold a job for more than 3 months because I get sick of it. I just can't work for people, as Matt McKeever would soon find out. All right, I mean, I think I got, what did I get with Matt? Maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 of contracting, and then that was it. I quit my day job. But yeah, so I came back, I worked for 3 months, stacked up some cash, and then this is a big part of my story that I think we'll have to follow up with on some other videos, but saying yes was a huge part of getting to where I got now. And what I said yes to at this point was flying to Whistler and hopping in a van with my buddies and taking that van down to basically the border of Mexico, which was crazy. I mean, we burned through 2 vehicles, and I do mean literally. We had one van on fire in the middle of like Highway 1, the most popular highway in the whole West Coast. So we were burning down, a piston went through the, anyways, it was fucking nuts. So we were there, went to Vegas, you know, a couple tattoos in scandalous places later, and a couple, I don't know, probably children, you never know, later, and we made our way back. Oh, I love these things. Did you get that in there? I hope you got that in there. But yeah, we made our way back, and then this whole time I was thinking to myself, you know, traveling's really cool, but eventually you need an itinerary, you need something to do. But don't forget, I'm completely unemployable. I have no idea what I want to do with my life, and I literally just have no direction other than knowing I want everything. And I mean everything, guys. I'm into watches. I've got 6 watches. One of the guys here ran into a conversation the other day. I was talking to Matt. I was like, hey man, I'm trying to get this piece of paper. I think I've got it in one of my safes. He's like, what do you mean one of your safes? I'm like, yeah dude, I got safes. Multiple, okay? And they're all looking at me like, dude, what the fuck? You're like, you don't have any money. Like, these are millionaires looking at me. They're like, what do you mean multiple safes? I'm like, you guys are millionaires. How do you not have all the safes? And speaking about money, you guys want to talk money? Let's jump into money, because that's a pretty big part of the story, and probably a big part of the story for you guys too, where you're sitting. You guys are probably you're at home right now, sitting at the computer, or even worse, you're at one of your jobs. That'd be perfect. So you're making your $20 an hour, your $25 an hour, maybe 30 if you're super lucky. That would put you in probably the top few percent. Yeah, let's talk money. So, Europe trip, $12,000 bill, gone. That was all I had. Savings were about $12,000. Came back, worked those 3 months, went over to Whistler, did a road trip. Savings at that point, I don't know, $4,000. Cost of the trip, $5,000. So I started out minus $1,000 right there. And then I went to school. Okay, so I knew I wasn't employable, but I thought everybody's telling me I need to go to school. I should go to school because that makes lots of sense. So I spent $10,000 at least a year on tuition and books and parking. Half of that's parking if you know Fanshawe College. So after that 10, you got to pay for your cost of living, which all of you know is super cheap when you're living in uptown Waterloo, in a super awesome high rise with the best finishes, with your best buddies, because you know it's what you got to do because you're cool, because you're in school. So I did that. Fast forward a little bit, I got into my first co-op. So that's where I started doing door-to-door sales. Door-to-door sales taught me everything about what I didn't know I needed to know. And that was that sales was the only way I was going to really make money and make an impact. I mean, sales guys, you can make more than the average CEO just by selling a basic product like home security. So I went to door to door, which taught me to be able to get in front of cameras, talk to people, networking, which is, we'll do another video on networking, that deserves its own video. But that's where I really learned that I need to get myself out there and be heard. So after that, I came back and I did some more school, which school is like partying and drinking and smoking and a couple other ingestions that shouldn't be talked about publicly. And then, yeah, I know how to live. And then after that, I did a co-op in operations management. So I got my hands on some machinery, got my hands dirty a little bit, figured out that, okay, hands-on works okay. And that's where I started thinking about real estate a lot more, because I had seen these people. Oh, and just in case you forgot, we're at about minus $40,000 or $50,000 right now. I don't think I tallied that up for you. I was like minus 1,000, then I went to school, so now I'm at minus 40,000. Oh, shit, I almost forgot. Then I bought a car, and I bought a fucking sick car, okay guys? I bought most people's dream car, and I was 22. They loan on that shit. I don't even pay, like, I pay like 6% interest on that. Like, they're just horny to give you loans right now. If you guys want to buy a car, go for it. It's cheap, it's easy. You don't even need a job. I don't even think I had a real job at that point. I was doing like full commission-based sales, and they were like, well, how much money do you make in a year? I'm like, well, if I did the same sales right now this month as I did last month, carry the two, I probably make 80 grand. And they were like, oh, you make 80 grand? Cool. And they just scribbled it down on some napkin and gave me a car. So that was kind of cool. But just getting back into that, kind of getting my hands on the tools and machines, and I realized that I needed to find something better, because I was working for, I think $25 an hour or something. I was making about $4 grand a month, but you remember I've got 40 grand of debt and a bunch of consumer debt and a car now to pay for. By the way, if you haven't bought premium fuel, because that's what those nice cars take, it's like $1.50. It's scary. So I'm paying for that, and that's like half my wages right there. And plus you're getting taxed as an employee, which is never fun, and you're paying all these goddamn premiums for shit that you never use. So that was all happening to me. And I started thinking, wow, how am I ever gonna make it out of this? Like, this is mental. I'm gonna be 1,000 years old by the time I make $1 million, right? So I started looking at alternatives. Okay, well, you could be a stockbroker and get super lucky, like you make the right trade, you could buy the next Apple, okay? But first you'd need money, so I'd have to go get another loan, probably take a loan out on my car, like to take a second position on my car or something. I don't know if that's ever happened, but I'm sure we can make it happen. But that'd be the only way, right? I could get super lucky, buy the next Apple, or invent the next Facebook, or maybe, I don't know, stumble on some Bitcoin shit, which wasn't around, I'm pretty sure, at least it wasn't mainstream. That would have been the time. In fact, if I could just read Back to the Future, let's go buy Bitcoin when I was having this problem, and we would have been fine. So really there wasn't any great ideas, but I knew about one thing, my grandparents. My grandfather was a welder, okay? This guy was blue collar as f***. What did he make a year? I mean, we're talking, he was working in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. So like this dude was making, I don't know, like probably 30, 40 grand a year. And that was pretty good, but you're never going to get rich off that. But what he had done is made several good real estate decisions where he bought a decent amount of land or a decent property, and he came out a few $100,000 ahead over time. Okay, that takes a lot of time, so I'm back at the same problem. Okay, well, first I don't have money to buy a house, because I hadn't seen Matt McKeever's videos on how to buy a house without any money. And I have to wait a bunch of time, which if you forgot already, maybe you're already this impatient, you didn't even make it this far in the video, but I'm super fucking impatient. So like I gotta wait 40 years to make $700,000 on a real estate decision with money that I don't have, so I can't even get it. So I'm back at the same problem. I'm like, this is bullshit. But I know that it's one of the only ways to make it work. Because I'm not talented, guys. I'm not super smart. I might have had 90s in high school, but if you didn't, you were just sleeping or being an idiot. I probably did the same thing in college too. I had really great marks, but I'm not that smart, guys. Like, look at this, a bit of a loony. Like, what kind of guy jumps head first into an industry that doesn't exist in a country? But anyways, I knew real estate had something there. There was something there for me. So the simplest thing to do was to go out and get some skills related to real estate and property development. Okay, so I went and did some contracting. I was doing some contracting up north in a place called Port Carling. It's where like some really famous hockey players live, Muskoka or something like that, on some huge multi-million-dollar cottage. Problem was, again, I'm unemployable. My boss really was looking for an employee, not some, his favorite line was too many Chiefs, not enough Indians, because I just didn't want to work all day. I mean, I'm a hard worker. I'm probably one of the hardest workers you know, but I really hate working hard. So anyways, I got connected with Matt McKeever and Jeff Weibo on the Weibo Limo Tour, which was a really great opportunity that brings me here today to London, Ontario. Now, I didn't know that this was going to be one of the most important things that's ever happened in my life yet until, well, shortly after I discounted Matt and any credibility with that crazy scraggly ass beard and his frugal tendencies, and one look at that guy's car and I knew nothing was coming out of this, okay? This was a total waste of my time. At best, I got a chance to see a bit of London. Okay, I got to see some sketchy people, all right? You follow? If you haven't been to London, you're not missing a whole lot on that front. There's a bunch of Londoners walking around like, holy shit, this guy's speaking the truth. Yeah, Adam for mayor. Let's go, guys. But anyways, I got to see London. The real estate prices were half as much as they were where I'm from in Collingwood, or half as much where I've been living in Waterloo or now Guelph. So I knew, okay, there's something here. And everybody kept telling me, yo, you got to go meet this Matt McKeever guy. He's got all these YouTube videos and shit. And I'm like, yeah, that's great, man, but what's he doing? Why should I care? And like, look at the guy, why should I care? And then, so we had some chats, and the more I talked to Matt, I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty smart, but I can tell I've put myself at the disadvantage because I hadn't watched all of his videos. I didn't understand. I think the first question I asked Jeff Weibo is, dude, how do I buy a property without a down payment? I'm having trouble coming up with a down payment. And right away, these guys are like, this guy's a fucking joke. Shows up to our limo tour late in a suit, holds up the whole limo tour, doesn't have a down payment, he's on a limo tour about investment properties. This guy's out of his mind, he's crazy. And they were right, I was crazy, I was out of my mind, I had zero money. Let's cut to the chase though. I went home after that limo tour knowing I had interest in London, I had interest in what these guys were talking about. And of course, saying yes is just always a big part of my story. And so I said yes to allowing myself to get over my initial, unconscious biases and just watch Matt McKeever's videos. So I start watching Matt's videos and I'm learning all about, no money down deals and like how to get in and the BRRRR strategy and how to unlock a bunch of your money. And I'm just getting my mind blown. This is insane. This is amazing. So Mike and I keep talking. Mike's my buddy who introduced me to the Weibo Limo Tour. We start talking to Matt, and you know what? For whatever reason, we were just like, Matt, we need to work together, man. You're killing it. we're killers, not killing it yet, but we're going to, and you gotta believe us. And for whatever reason, this crazy bastard said yes. I still don't know why, I'll never know why, but he did it. And so now we're gonna explode, okay? Really excited about what we're doing here. Since then, we started I started contracting, by the way, for Matt, which was similar work to what I was doing. So that was my only in. So I'm like, shit, we gotta take it. I'm the best contractor there ever was, let's go. Meanwhile, like, I don't know how to use a saw, right? Like, what's a Phillips? Kitchen? I don't know, level it or something. And so anyways, start doing that. And so Matt kind of became my day job boss. And again, what do you know about me and jobs? I fucking hate jobs, guys. Like, literally, I'm unemployable. Somehow Matt put up with it. It's a good thing we weren't running the cameras the whole time, but anyways, at a certain point, it just became clear that for both of us, something had to happen, okay? I needed to get back into sales. I needed to get back into talking to people and get out of these fucking dirty, disgusting kitchens. So what did I do? I said, Matt, let's go, man. We need to do some sales. And Matt was like, well, listen, there's a shortage of inventory for real estate investors all over Canada, and especially in Ontario. Where real estate's super bumping, but everything on the MLS is getting just rammed up. The prices are ridiculous. Nobody can get good deals or find enough deals for everybody. So we built this business around that. I created that brand, Save the Fees. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. You can find that on Facebook or Instagram. But I think the point that I want to get across is we jumped back into it, got back into what I want to do, and for the first time in a long time, I was back in sales. And this isn't a job, guys, you got to know that. I'm out here just meeting people, solving problems. Problems are profits. I'm here just trying to solve everybody's problems, and especially rich people. If you can solve a rich person's problem, all of a sudden this weird thing happens. You start grabbing money out of nowhere. It just starts popping up. And that's what's led us to this incredible week where we're gonna jump on a plane, Matt McKeever and I, and Dylan McLaughlin, we're gonna get on a plane, guys, and we're gonna fly to Miami, Florida to meet Grant Cardone, or at least see him and pretend like we met him. You know, you'll see it on the Instagram. Hey, I'm right here with Grant Cardone. And you know what else we're gonna do? Right after this, I'm actually gonna call Grant Cardone's office, because I've been getting emails from their team, and I'm gonna bother the shit out of them and try and get us an appointment in their office. So look forward to us walking through their office, look forward to seeing a lot more of me on Matt's channel, and look forward to my channel popping up. Because we're just gonna blow this up, guys. I'm really excited. If you're sitting there and you're wondering right now, you know, what is that next move for me? I don't know, guys. I can't answer that for you, but what I can tell you is if you're working for time, like if you're trading time for money right now, you're never gonna get anywhere. You know, find a solution, go out there, find a rich person like Matt, and solve his problems, okay? Find everybody, talk to everybody. Go talk to every rich person you ever met and ask them, what's your problem right now? Like, what can I help you with? And solve that problem. And I promise you, you'll be in a way better spot. Thanks, Matt.
It's a great day at Grant Cardone's office. What can I get your information on?
Hey there, how's it going today?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm great. I just wanted to get in touch with Claire. He left me an email here about licensee opportunities.
So, that was epic, am I right? Adam's got a fascinating backstory, and we weren't able to all cover it in just one video, so we're definitely going to need to get him back on and break out some of the bigger things that I think both of us still have questions about, like those 2 cars he blew up, why he's got so many safes, as well as WTF's up with that car payment, man. I mean, that's so on fire, so unfrugal. But I think it's definitely going to be a refreshing breath of air on my channel. As well, I want to document the growth of these investors better for you guys. And I think there's no better way than bringing someone that's just brand new to the ecosystem and showing them flourish by simply networking and learning from like-minded individuals. If you guys enjoyed this video with Adam, if you want to see more videos with Adam, you need to smash that like button as well as share this on social media. Remember, sharing is caring, guys. It's a very Canadian thing to do, share my posts on social media. So please go do that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the July long weekend. We're going to be in Miami. If you guys are in Miami, if you're from Miami, if you're within driving distance from Miami, I want you to slide into my DMs on Instagram and let's meet up IRL this weekend. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point? Oh, happy Canada Day.